Man. Hey guys, I'm back. Yeah, that's the game. I don't want to say this, but Georgia played. I mean, ref notwithstanding, Georgia played a pretty good second half. I want to get this out the way. Credit to Georgia. Hey, they adjusted. They ain't beat themselves. It is what it is. I want to get this out the way. A lot of people are blaming the refs, and I'll get to them in a second. And yeah, they missed a lot of calls, but when you have 8 overtimes to convert and you lose, that's kind of on you. Like that's just where I am. And when we went to OT, I was livid. I was like, yo, we shouldn't even be here. But after 8, they beat us. Again, that we shouldn't have been in that situation, but they beat us. Like, I'm not gonna be tripping over that. Let's talk about the last Georgia Tech drive. I know Haynes King wanted to power it in. I don't know if Faulkner told him to do that, but if he hands it out to Singleton, that's a touchdown and the game's over. As good as he played, he missed that one. You got to, own up to it. And of course, he's going to be kicking himself in the film room because Singleton's walking in the end zone if he hands off that jet sweep. Yeah, I'm not. It's like, this is one of those losses where, like, hey, it took 3 of our DBs going down, plus some horrible officiating, and UGA's best shot to beat us. We can go toe-to-toe with UGA. It's not the Jeff Collins years where it's like 56-7 at like the end of the third quarter. Like, we'll beat them. That's why I'm not mad, because we're going to beat them in the next 3 years. Like, this isn't the only shot we're going to have on this, Like, yeah, they beat us. It took them playing as good as they could in the second half, 3 of our DBs going down, and, okay, let's get into the rest. Haynes King almost got murdered on that fumble. They hit him in the side of his head. And also, I know, announcers, you already know who they pulling for, but they even mentioned that. Like, he got hit straight in the side of his head, and nobody said anything. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't know. You got to at least be a little bit unbiased. Oh, Jackson, you know what? Okay. I hate that Georgia lost. But if we're going to get beat, it is admittedly kind of cool to see some bum-ass no-name stop us. Like, nobody know who Jackson is. Georgia people don't know who Jackson is. And honestly, taking my Georgia Tech hat off for a second, hey, that's a good... He said, I was black. I thought I did a face reveal already. Oh, well. Yeah, I think I did one like a couple months ago. It was like a 5-second video on my story. But yeah, I'm black. I mean, I'm still kind of country, but yeah, I'm black. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah. So like, yeah, some no name gonna beat us. At least it's a cool story. He's gonna be a Georgia legend or whatever. Back to the refs. There was 4 calls, I think, that kind of swung the tide of the game. That PI, it was a just standard back call. It was a decision, bang bang play. Last drive they missed a holding. Like where our guy almost gets dragged down by his collar. They missed that. But the PI, who wasn't a PI, because the ball's tipped. The ball is tipped, and it wasn't PI on top of that. So you can't call that. And of course, when Haynes King got hit in the side of his head. He said, you take full responsibility for Jackson. Like, it was going to come down to the wire. Like, we all knew it was going to come down 1 possession, 2 possession. And honestly, if the refs did their job, game would have been over an hour ago. But I don't know. I think Key and his staff, they're going to just talk about what they can control. Because also defensively, they're rushing 3. When we're up 14, they're rushing 3. I don't know why. Like, all prevent defense does is prevent you from winning. And then that, what's his name, Cash? Like, who names their kid Cash? One. But, like, he has wheel routes all over the place. And I told y'all, I said, these linebackers, I love them. They can't cover. And credit to Georgia, they saw it and they adjusted. But I don't know. They just and of course, you know, if you're a Falcons fan, you know, Jimmy Lake special, just like put everybody back there. I don't care how good you are at coverage. You can't cover people when they have 6, 7, 8 seconds to throw. They said these are worst refs. Yeah, it's like they weren't hiding it. Like, again, I hate when people blame refs, but yeah, man, that's not going. He's saying cope. Like, look, I gave y'all flowers. UGA played pretty well in the second half. You know, we got beat. I'm not going to shy away from that. And like I said in the beginning of the video, yeah, I could blame the refs because we shouldn't have been in OT. But if you have 8 chances to get OT and you don't get it, then you lost the game. I'm sorry, I can't blame the refs on that. So yeah, shout out to UGA or whatever. You know, they had a good. Said 8 overall to an unranked team at 7th in the country. Yeah. Here's the thing: if Haynes King wasn't injured, we probably would be ranked because I know we would for a fact we would have beat Virginia Tech. I think he was banged up in the Syracuse game. I'm not sure. In Notre Dame, we probably were going to beat them anyway, but at least when they close. So close loss to Notre Dame plus 9-3, we probably were going to be ranked. So that's why I told all my friends, like, Georgia Tech is a lot better than their record says. Unranked team that beat Miami plus is a rivalry game. Okay. What's your name? Something 12929. Type in the chat how you feel about this. Because if I were a UGA fan, I'm taking the win any day of the week. But are you? Of course, this isn't a UGA stream, but I'm just curious. Are you kind of scared that y'all going to lose by 30 in the SEC championship game? Because that's what it looks like it's going to happen. And I'm not even being salty. It's just like y'all don't look like an SEC championship team. So I'm wondering, you know, if any UGA fans, you know, trolling in the comments, I'm wondering how y'all feel about that game. Because I think I posted one of my posts, you know, what happened is exactly what I said was going to happen. They ran the ball down their throats. Like, UMass put 220 on them on the ground. And at the end of the day, I think we lost because that one decision by Haynes King, not to give the ball to Singleton, and also Kirby Smart has been in those high-stress OT games before. So, yeah, I think he outcoached Key, especially in the second half, and especially in the OT. I think he got in Key's head, you know, with all the timeouts. You know, the blitz was... Because here's another thing about the blitz. You saw it once already. So wouldn't that behoove you to adjust? I know Lane was slow, you know, getting out the slant, but you already saw it. So I think that's a poor job of Buster Faulkner on that play. You know, Kirby Smart, you know, he's been in these high games, you know, before. And just like the Chiefs, like, people say, oh, yeah, they get bailed out by these one-score games or whatever, but, like, when you've been doing that for that long and that successful, you know how to close the game out. And Key, you know, he's a good coach, but he doesn't know how to do that yet. So it's 2 years in a row. It's like we're inching closer and closer to that win. I think we're going to beat him in Mercedes-Benz next year. Yeah, sure, Georgia's the Chiefs of the FBS. Well, the problem is the Chiefs they have a dominant defense. And they have Travis Kelce and they have Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback we've seen since Tom Brady. Georgia, they're not even... I don't want to say they're not that good because they beat us, but they're not spectacular. Like, you look at the Chiefs and oh, how are we going to beat them? But with UGA, like, it took 3. Like, okay, the more I think about it, the more mad I get about those calls, man. It took 3 horrible calls. We lost because Dan Jackson should have been ejected. Yeah, he should have. And it kind of sucks that the refs didn't do their job. I mean, it is what it is, but yeah, it's like you can't. I don't know. You can't. If Georgia just scored and the refs didn't do their jobs, you're like, dang, you know, the refs jobbed us, and they did. But the OT showed us that there's still a level Brent Key had to get to beat the upper echelon teams. And I just said they weren't that good, but they're still a top team in the nation. And, you know, you saw Key's face after the game. You know, tomorrow he's game planning for Georgia. And that's it. And I think this gut-wrenching loss is what we needed, what he needed as a coach to grow. Like, yeah, it sucks, you know. Obviously, we want to, you know, keep them out of the college football playoffs. Thankfully, it looks like Texas is going to do that for us. Shout out to Texas. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting next year. I don't know what we're going to look like defensively. I think we're gonna lose a guy. We're gonna leave Eastford in the middle. But offensively, Philo looks nasty. Like, when another thing I was surprised at is that Haynes King was picking them apart, and that's something I don't think I've ever seen him do before. But obviously, he's done it because, like, Georgia State or VMI or whatever. But he was making some excellent throws. Let's see. Said it doesn't matter if we get a loss. A loss is a loss. Yeah, that's what. There's no moral victories. Plain old fashioned hate. There's no moral victories. Like, we lost. We lost the game we should have won. And yeah, you can blame the refs about that targeting no call, but we also shouldn't rush 3 men up 14 when we can't rush the pass with 4 or 5. Like, we made mistakes in this game, so I can't put it all on the refs. Don't know why he didn't run the ball in OT, those 2-point tries. Yeah, that's a good point, because that's what we did all game. They couldn't stop us all game. And honestly, I know Jamal was banged up, but Chad Alexander's still back there. You just put all those big boys down there running, especially when UGA, I don't remember which one it was, but they lost. I think the guy dropped in the end zone, number 6. So when we had the balls, like, hey, we're basically playing with house money. Let's just run it straight into their face, because it's been working all day. So yeah, I'm just grateful we didn't get blown out. Not gonna lie, a blowout would have felt better. Because if we got blown out, you're like, hey, they're just better. But we were better than them today, and we still lost. So I think a blowout would have been better. Solid. Excited for Philo and Alexander. Yeah, I am too. Philo's gonna be special. I do have an unpopular opinion, and I think Eric Singleton has been a disappointment. I see him. Okay, this is just me, but I see him running routes. It seems like he's quitting too early in those routes. Like the back corner, King should have, lofted it a little bit more, but Eric Singleton runs a sub 340. There is no way he should be able. He gave up on the route, and you're supposed to be a 4-star track star, high end speed, and I don't want to call him a diva, but it doesn't seem like he's working as hard. Because you see Singletary or not Singletary, Rutherford, like he's getting in there, thumping people, and even in the run game. And I don't know, Singleton, like even the past couple years, he's been a disappointment. Like I know he's our best receiver, but he needs to get an edge. Like it seems like he's kind of a diva. He's not a bad take. And also somebody I'm really excited on is number 13. I do look like Matt Collins. I don't know his name. I think it's started with a C. But he's a freshman. He's 13. He look like Matt Collins. Like he's gonna be good. Like I don't think we have like a jump ball guy. Like of course Singleton's fast, but we need a jump ball guy. And 13 is gonna give that to us. Rutherford, our best receiver. Oh, definitely. Like he wants it. That's the thing about Singleton. You're like, oh yeah, best guy on the team, but Rutherford wants it. Chase Lane wanted it. And one thing, I think my brother told me this. When Georgia people were running, the pile was being pushed. And when Haynes King was running, Haynes King almost died today. And that's why it sucks even more, because this may be his last year. He may go to the NFL. And he put his whole soul on the line. And, I mean, yeah, sometimes you can try your best and still lose. But I don't think, especially in the second, fourth quarter, I don't think there's enough fight. I think there's being too passive. Yeah, what was that? Yeah, man. Like, I hate being right about this type of stuff. Because I told y'all it's going to come down the wire. They're not going to go away. I think it's optimistic because you have some things you can correct. It's in your power to correct. Yeah, the ref screws you, but we weren't playing a good fourth quarter anyway. Now, that first drive of the fourth quarter was amazing. We took 12 minutes off the clock. It looked like we were going to do that again if King didn't get hit in the head. But yeah, it's a learning experience. If they really mad about it, I want to see them, make something shake against that bowl game. I know FSU fans are like, oh, our season over, we're going to quit. Now, I need to see some aggression. The Haynes King fumble is going to haunt you. You shouldn't. It's like he could have held onto the ball, but he got hit in the side of the head. So he probably blacked out for a second, if we're being completely honest. That's just a bad call by the refs. That call, if I want to give them any shred of grace, he was kind of in a pile, but the backline judge, or I don't know if the backline judge, but the judge is like 5 yards away. He didn't see it. So, yeah, I don't know what to say about that one. But yeah, it's I don't know. I feel so bad for Haynes King, man. Like he put a body on the line, and you could tell he was beat up. Like he wasn't 100% today, and he played well. But like, yeah, you could tell that Georgia was putting the hurt on him. He said that was targeting. Yeah, it definitely was, man. There's like I said, 4 bad calls, and I'm not a bitch. I'm not gonna say, oh, ACC or Georgia Tech should sue for collusion or whatever. Hey, we lost the game. It is what it is. But they do need to run an investigation because those 4 missed calls swung the game in Georgia's favor. If any of those calls don't go their way, they lose the game. The PI. If the PIs are called, we win the game. If Haynes King doesn't get hit in the side of the head, we probably win the game. If they called that holding, when was it? 3rd down, Carson Beck's rolling out right, and our right end's getting held, like, we probably win the game too. Lord have mercy in the military bowl. I wonder who we gonna play, right? Because I saw some. I think Memphis was getting floated around the Lockheed Martin Bowl. We play Memphis. We're gonna put 40 on them. I mean, the Memphis ain't a bad team, but Georgia Tech should be a 9-10 win team. I saw Wisconsin being floated around. I think we're better than Wisconsin. I kind of want to play somebody who. I kind of want to play South Carolina. I know South Carolina's bowl eligible, but I think that'd be a fun game. Yeah, man. Going forward, it's like, yeah, I'm not mad about this because we're going to beat them. It's not like it was a one-shot thing. We just took it to them in the first half, and honestly, we could have been worse. So we whooped them all game. The rest let them back in. So yeah, it is what it is. It's 2 o'clock. I'm gonna go to sleep. But yeah, the hell with Georgia always. A shout out to them.